Hello friends, Ben Ochart here. Thank you for tuning in. Recently my friends at the Aquarium Co-op sent me something and I thought I'd talk about it. Have you ever had someone tell you about how their filter was better than your filter? My filter's better than your filter. Do people still play those kind of games? That's not what you're going to find here at this channel. I don't necessarily get into that kind of thing, but there are a lot of folks out there that like to talk about their filter being better than someone else's filter. But I thought it'd be a good thing just to do a fair side-by-side comparison to talk about some of the pluses and minuses of both a hang-on back and a sponge filter. As you know, I run some sponge filters in several of my aquariums, and these are sponge filters from my friends over at the Aquarium Co-op. One of the things I like about them, there's a few things I like about them. One is that they are very easy to work with. I mean, you pull them out, but keep in mind, when you pull them out, unless you wrap them in a bag or something, there's going to be some shedding of waste into the aquarium, right? Some debris from the filter is going to go into the aquarium, like you see here. But once you have it out, cleaning is very, very quick, very, very fast. It's a matter of just reassembly and dropping it back into the aquarium. You really couldn't have an easier filter. Some people don't like the eyesore. They think it's an eyesore to have something like that sitting in an aquarium. I get that. Some people like to have this sort of natural scape setting in the aquarium, and they think that that's detracts from that. I can understand that. Another thing, of course, is the tubes going down into the tank. I mean, some people don't like that. I mean, there's lots of concerns one way or the other. I like that they break up the surface a lot. They create a lot of surface tension breakup, and that gives you a lot of oxygen, right? A lot of getting rid of CO2 and you know, the introducing of oxygen into the aquarium. It also creates some water movement because of the bubbles, and it's you can attach it to a type of pump that has a lithium battery backup. And why is that an advantage? In the event of a power outage of some kind, that filter will continue to run for 15, 20, 30, 48 hours, depending on the type of pump that you have it connected to. Zenzo and Corey and the group over there, Candy, they sent me this. This is a hang-on back that they're carrying now. It's by a company called Finnex. I've owned Finnex lights. I have not owned Finnex hang-on backs. It looks pretty well made. It's called the Power Filter Pure-7 by Finnex. 52-gallon motor. I guess that means 52 gallons get turned over an hour, which would be a 10-time turnover in a 5-gallon, which what I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on a little 5-gallon tank that I have, and it comes like this. Let's take a look at it. Pretty nice little unit with a smoked colored plastic. Very small, size of about, you know, smaller than my hand, right? And so this is like perfect for the back of a 5-gallon. You can control the flow with this right here. Control the flow, make it stronger or more pressure, less pressure. This top comes off, easy to come off. I've had some where you've got to like force it forward or back. This one just lifts. I think that's kind of cool. And little filter there. Looks like it comes with a pre-filter sponge of some kind. Inside they've packaged some tubing so you can alternate the length. You can control how long you want it to go down into the tank. So let's take a look at it. I'm opening this up with you. It's the first time I've opened it. So you get these little extension tubes, and you can put these on there. Like here's one. There's one extension tube and that much tube. I'd probably use the whole thing in my little 5-gallon. And then they give you the option of using a type of pre-filter. This is the one that comes. It looks like it comes with the filter, which slips right over this. So there you go, pre-filter on the intake. Kind of cool. Now the only disadvantage of a pre-filter is you could end up with the same problem that you have with a sponge filter, that when you remove this, this is going to release debris into the aquarium unless you wrap a bag around it before you pull it out of the aquarium. So I might use it without a pre-filter. We'll see. They also have a larger, see this here? A larger pre-filter that comes from the aquarium co-op that can go over it as well. Now, why would you want a larger pre-filter? Mostly because a pre-filter can be a great home for beneficial bacteria. So attaching this onto this would give you a nice home for beneficial bacteria. Inside here, and this is one of the big advantages of a hang-on back filter, is that you have some area that you can get creative with. This comes with a little charcoal pouch. See the charcoal in there? Activated carbon. And I think you can you open this? Or is this just a one and done? And then you have to buy them from Finnex. I don't even use charcoal in established aquariums, but I'll keep it in case I ever use the aquarium as a hospital tank and I put a little medication in it. Then I can drop this into the hang-on back after I'm done medicating, and it'll help remove the medication from the aquarium. It's got a very common little 3-watt pump on the bottom, and for cleaning purposes, it's on there pretty tight, but you can just turn it like most of these and flip it around. And you probably do need a pair of pliers. Usually some needle nose are probably the best way to grab these. I just want to show you the size of the magnet. That's the little magnet that is seated inside of this little motor, 3-watt motor. I mean, 3 watts, hardly nothing. It's got a little gasket, little rubber gasket there that seals it, makes it watertight. Just make sure that you insert it correctly and turn it in the right direction, or else you could end up with a leak, I guess. There you go. 3 watts, 110 to 120 volts, 60 hertz, made in Taiwan, 52 gallons, or 200 liters an hour. So this is not a bad size. So they give you this little sponge. Now see, what I do with these filters, and what I like the most about hang-on back filters, is you can just go ahead and add stuff to them. So you go ahead and get your own pieces of media that you have laying around. I mean, you could put a little bit of matrix in here. You could put just your own pieces of sponge in here, because this looks like hardly nothing, right? But I'll tell you one thing: it would sure be easy to swap out. So there's your little carbon filter in there, and then you've got this guy. I think this guy fits just like that between the carbon filter, and it's got just like that. So nice little unit. Let's put it on a 5-gallon. Let's fire it up. Let's rinse it off first. Always rinse things off first, and then put it onto the 5-gallon and see how quickly it actually starts running. One of the problems with these little filters is they don't get going. They're hard to sort of prime. They're hard to get running. Let's see how this one fires up in a little 5-gallon aquarium that I have, that I was using previously as a pleco tank, but I went and sold all those plecos. So let's go ahead and see how it does in there. Okay, so here it is on my little 5-gallon NANO, what used to be a pleco tank. I've filled the water to the water line that's indicated on the side of the hang-on back filter. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see if it fires up. There she goes. Very, very nice. Put this on. It's creating some good water circulation with the overflow, and that detritus will then circulate around and get pulled up into the filter. So as you probably noticed, I have a sponge in there, and now I have a sponge and a NANO hang-on back filter. So I like this little unit. I think it's clean. I think it's well built. Looks good. Finnex, I think, does a pretty good job in general, as far as I can tell from the products I've seen by them in the past. And I like this. 52 gallon per hour. Uses 3 watts. I really like that. And almost a little bit too much for a 5 gallon, but it is doing a good job. Now the big advantage, of course, is you don't have to get into the aquarium when you're servicing hang-on back filters. It's all done outside the aquarium. Of course, sometimes you remove the intake tube, and that creates a little bit of activity inside the aquarium, but everything is done outside the aquarium. Very, very easy to work with, and that's a huge advantage. Even on these very big units like the ones I have on this tank here, where I have 2 giant Marineland hang-on backs, very easy to work with. I just pull out my cut sponges, right, my cartridges, and rinse, put them back in, and you're good to go. So there you have it. What do I like more? Sponges, or, you know, I think I like them both for different reasons. I think I'd probably prefer a sponge if I had a betta in there. Maybe that would create a little bit less activity on the surface so they could build their bubble nests. This does create a lot of surface activity with the cascading water going into the aquarium. But I think they both have advantages and disadvantages at a nano level. You do need a separate pump with a sponge filter. That's going to create cost. This is, of course, an all-in-one type of unit. The advantage of the pump is that, again, like I said earlier, in the event of a power outage, you still have some filtering going on because of the battery-powered, lithium-powered pumps that you can also get from the Aquarium Co-op. So there you have it. The age-old question: what's the best filter for you? It's really the filter that you like and that does the job for you. If you like it, it's the right filter. If your tank looks good, your fish are healthy, they're thriving, that's the right filter for you. Doesn't matter what anybody says, that's the right one for you. So ignore the filter trolls. Go with the one you like. But I like this. I like this little Finnex. There you have it. Thank you for tuning in. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.